My name is Greg Simmons. It is Wednesday, May 13th, and welcome to this next edition of Staunch. Our guest speaker is our PR press secretary, Edward Losey. How are you, Ed?
I'm doing fine. How are you, Greg?
Yeah, doing real well, thanks, Ed. Good to be on with you again. Always a treat doing a show with you.
Thank you. It's amazing to talk with high-powered people throughout the country, and they're talking to me from their kitchen or their den or their garage, and with their Ferraris instead of being in their offices because they're all home by order of law.
Just like we're doing right now, absent the Ferraris, maybe.
There you go.
Or do you have a Ferrari at your house, Ed?
I'm a Jaguar man.
I have a Tesla X.
Nice.
Yeah.
The controversy here with the Tesla, Elon Musk had a little bit of a ruffled feather dust-up with the governor of California.
He's good at that.
Well, he threatened to move the entire Tesla operation out.
Out of California, huh?
Yeah, because they won't make him an essential business that people can't come in to make the cars.
Uh-huh.
He threatened to move out with over 100,000 employees. So they gave him what he wanted.
Oh, Elon got his way. Good.
Well, California got his way, even with some of the misguided things that are going on in Sacramento. But
there's misguidance in Sacramento, in California?
No. Is there?
Hey, we are here to talk today about our president as we refer to him in our manifesto. Our manifesto covers the president from as moderate of a perspective as possible, i.e. we cover him from the liberal perspective and the conservative perspective. At least we give it a go. And so it's an honor to be able to go over it with you, a gentleman that has worked in the press office at the White House for 2 different administrations. So perhaps you have some good insights for us as we go over this today, Ed.
As the manifesto says, and has been reported on, that our president is a warrior.
He is.
Whether you like him or not, he is a warrior, first with banks, first with the gambling industry, with the New York City incredibly union-controlled, mob-controlled nightmare that was. He was able to navigate all through it. Whether he lost money or not, we all do. He's been able to come back. He's like the phoenix, the rising sun. He comes back. Apparently, he doesn't know what the word loser means in his world. So even when he loses, he wins. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Whether you like him or not, but I noticed this is brought out in the Staunch Moderates manifesto about him being a warrior, and that on his reading table is The Art of War, one of the most famous classic publications in the world.
Yes, by Sun Tse.
Of course, he wrote the book The Art of the Deal.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So he's taken politics and running it like an American business, like a capitalist.
Yeah, he sure is.
Look what happened. He went from like a huge deficit, figures like that since the post-war boom years of the 1950s with Eisenhower, when everything was in full production and everybody was working.
You mean as far as our economy pumping before coronavirus set in?
Yeah, despite whether you like him or not, I don't happen to like his attitude. I don't like it. I don't, his word usage and sometimes his hypocrisies. I mean, bottom line is he is a warrior, and the other side of the coin, the Democrats, the liberals, and even some independents who have attacked him it's been such hypocrisy.
That's politics. They used to say, here's Johnny, but here we can say, here's politics.
The polarization and the two parties, I can't say it enough, they're unrecognizable.
Yeah.
There's such partisanship ever in my lifetime. And I'm a baby boomer, so are you. So we went through post-World War II and the Korean War and Vietnam and the Gulf War the major war economies that we have had. President Eisenhower, one of his last things he said on his way out the door was, beware of the military-industrial complex, which was the World War II industrial complex. All the corporations depended on war work. That all changed with a 16-year war in Iraq. What it went? It went almost 16 years before Trump started, ended it, saving huge amounts of trillions of dollars, just in time for having, needing the money to bail out the United States to keep it going.
Yeah, just in time for the next war, coronavirus, which what are we about? 8 trillion deep? 8 trillion deep so far, is that right? Probably worse than that. That's just the grants, the 8 trillion.
Yeah, it's gonna be much worse.
Oh.
It's gonna be much worse.
Horrific.